Hello, guys. Welcome to the boundary line. The Indian squad for Champions Trophy 2025 has been announced, and so has been announced the boundary line, the new YouTube channel. So, this is the first podcast on our channel. We are discussing the Champions Trophy 2025 squad. What do we think as fans? What do we think as cricket lovers about it? Today with me, I have Jinansh Mehta and Vaibhav Krishna. Both are from the UK. Guys, do you want to introduce yourself? Jinansh, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so hi guys. So I'm Jinansh Mehta and I'm currently based in the UK and I've been living in the UK from last 4 years now. At the moment I'm based in around in Cambridge, nearby like Cambridge, Peterborough, but and I'm also a chartered accountant and I've been following cricket from the last, let's say, around 15 years. I've been playing cricket not professionally, but in school and during my school days as well, and then just casually during my masters as well. So I've been in and around cricket from a long time now, and yeah, that's all.
That's great, Jinansh. Thanks for making it to this podcast. Hi, Vaibhav. How are you doing? And do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi. So I'm Vaibhav. I'm based in Derby. I've been in the UK for the last 4 years, just like Jinansh. I'm a lead electronics engineer in a company here in the UK. I've been a great cricket fan since childhood. I've been playing cricket. Me and Jinansh have played a lot of cricket a lot. And we played right from school days as part of the school team as well as on and off away from school as well. I've been following Indian cricket as well as domestic and associate level cricket for quite some time, and also personally associated with a few associate nations and their cricketing decisions.
Right. Thanks, Vaibhav, for making it to this podcast. Myself, Mihir, I'm also in the UK like these two guys. It's just that we are in different cities. That's why we are doing it this on Zoom call. But we definitely intend to do a podcast together someday. But yeah, I have played some decent level of cricket since a long time now. I have been playing cricket in the UK since 3 years. I am a certified England Cricket Board umpire now. I umpire in the county leagues from Division 1 to 4, and I have played decent level of cricket with in my school days. So yeah, that's what makes me love this game so much, and we hope to get ourselves into this game more. So yeah. Guys, we are discussing the Border Gavaskar Trophy and the Champions Trophy together. A bit of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, not much because we have all been talking about it a lot since a long time. But obviously, there are some rumors, there are some chatter around the Indian cricket team. A lot of that since a past few days. But the most important thing which is going around right now is the Champions Trophy, which has been announced just today. I'll first of all share the presentation we have made, and we will discuss one after the other the pointers we think are important for this squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the first podcast. We will do a weekly podcast every Saturday or Sunday. We will discuss about the news and the games around Indian cricket, uh, and we will take it from there. For this podcast, we are mainly discussing the Champions Trophy squad. Yeah, this is the squad which has been announced today. I'll just read it out. Rohit Sharma has been named the captain. Shubman Gill has been named the vice captain. Virat Kohli makes away. Shreyas Iyer makes way back in the squad. K. Rahul is the certified wicket keeper for the squad. Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shami, who is making his comeback after an injury. He'll also feature in the England ODI series and T20I series. We'll see how it goes for him. Jasprit Bumrah, there's an asterisk behind him because that's because of the fitness concerns he has. We will discuss about that later. Rishabh Pant is the backup wicketkeeper. Washington Sundar, and Yashasvi Jaiswal as the backup opener. So the floor is open, guys. Jinansh, do you want to start with what do you think about the squad? What do you think is lacking, or what do you think is good about the squad?
No, I mean, it was a no-brainer. Like, the squad is almost going to be on the lines of the 2023 World Cup, which we had. Though we lost, but still, like, it's going to be, I mean, they performed really well right until the final. That's the final is only the match. It's the only match which they lost, actually. So it's fine. One interesting thing is Shubman Gill being promoted as the vice captain of the team. So it seems that that BCCI or the team management is really looking forward for Shubman Gill being the captain one day once Rohit
Yeah,
Sharma retires,
yeah.
or he calls it quits from the captaincy per se. So that's one good thing. Um, the other thing is, yeah, like Ashwin missing out, he retired, so that's fine. One good thing, I mean, I've seen is that, one drawback that I would say is that the bowling department without Bumrah is going to lack a lot of experience. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, they are going to lack a lot of experience considering Bumrah not being there, Shami coming after 14 months. So that's one thing. We don't know how good Shami is. Like, we have seen him in the Vijay Hazare and the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. He did perform good, but during the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, he was going back into the dressing room because he had some swelling. We heard that during the BGT as well when the journalists were asking where is Shami. So that's one thing. Um and yeah, rest all it's fine. Like Siraj missing out as well, but considering the amount of cricket he has played and even the captain coming out and saying that he's not that effective with the old ball.
Mhm.
So like you need him ready as well. Like we have been talking about the workload management of Jasprit Bumrah, but we
Right.
haven't really been talking about Mohammad Siraj. He has bowled more number of balls than Jasprit Bumrah as well.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing. So we'll see him in the scheme of things, just not for the Champions Trophy because we have got an IPL and then a long five five test match series in England as well. So he'll be around the scheme of things, no doubt. But not just he just misses out on this because he has not been that effective, mainly with the old ball. That's where you will see an Arshdeep swing an Arshdeep Singh who can swing the ball both ways, even with the old ball as well. So yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Jinash. Yeah, you make some valid points there. Yeah, we are going to touch most of them in this podcast. Before that, Vaibhav, what do you think about the team and what do you think is good or bad about this?
I think overall, by the looks of it, it looks to be a balanced squad. But my main concerns are, should Shubman Gill be given the vice captaincy over Shreyas Iyer, who's proved time and again with any of his captaincy knocks, like be it batting or be it his captaincy decisions. He's been a person who's proven before, and I feel that that wasn't correct or that was a biased decision. We don't know what goes on, but by the looks of the team looks all right. Uh, Definitely, since they're going to play all of their Champions Trophy matches from Dubai, the pitches are also better suited for spinners as the match goes deeper. So, if that's what they aim to do, then I definitely say that this is a very good squad. They picked four spinners and uh, three, three, four. Yeah, if you include Hardik Pandya, then there's four fast bowlers as well. So this squad seems all right to me. Uh, there's still questions about Jasprit Bumrah. Would Harshit Rana come in and replace him? Because initially I feel that for the first stages of the match, Bumrah may not make it. They might just do it with Arshdeep and Mohammad Shami, but then later on, it might be that Bumrah might play if India moves on to the higher stages of the match of the series. So yeah, overall it's all right. But then what we'll have to see is how the you know players that have always been performing, have always been there, how they fare in conditions that Dubai has to offer, and how the seamers adapt themselves to the conditions there. So that's the main question. Yeah, but overall, it's a balanced squad. I have hopes on this team.
Yeah, true. We all do have hopes with this team. Me personally, I feel the same as you, above. I have my reservations with Shubman Gill being the vice captain. I don't know how the team is managing him because he was given the captaincy in the Zimbabwe tour for the T20 squad. Then he was snatched that. It was given to Surya Kumar, and then now he's made the captain or vice captain of the ODI squad. He's not included in the T20 squad. Is he just a 50 ball specialist and a T20 maybe backup? I don't know what's going on with Shubman Gill, but we'll get on to that. The most important thing I feel is shocked me is the miss of Mohammad Siraj. I know he has not been in the best of the forms in the recent times. He has been leaking runs in most of the formats, but I still see him as a very potent bowler with Mohammad Shami or Jasprit Bumrah, half-baked, both half-baked bowlers because of the fitness, not because of the ability for sure. But that presence of Mohammad Siraj would have been more potent for me, not taking away anything that Ashdeep is a great bowler or Mohammad Shami or Jasprit Bumrah can be the best in the world. But still, I feel I don't know where Siraj went wrong in not being picked up for the squad. Also, I feel um, if we speak about the averages, Rishabh Pant does not make for this squad for me. Samson did work in this squad for me. I don't know what went wrong there as well, because Samson obviously he has been playing the white ball lately, and he has been performing much better than Rishabh Pant. But the as we all say, the matches he played is much lesser than Rishabh Pant, and the average cannot be judged on that number of matches. But still, a player of that kind to be missed out from most of the tournaments where it matters. It's just heartbreaking for me to see him like that. Apart from that, yes, I'm very happy for Shreyas Iyer making a comeback. Obviously, we do see him as a potential captain in most of the tournaments he plays in the domestic or the IPL circuit. But that's how the BCCI thinks that he might not be the candidate they are looking as a potential captain per se. But yes, I have my hopes for this team. I definitely think Kuldeep Yadav is going to be the most important player for us if he's 100% fit, which were rumors that he is not 100% fit, but he is made in the squad without the condition which Jasprit Bumrah has, that is subject to fitness. So I hope he's 100% fit, and I hope he turns it around for India this time. But yes, I love the squad as well, apart from this two, three things which I mentioned. But yes, so the most important question we have right now at this point is the selection
One
of.
thing,
Yes,
one thing
Jinash?
I wanted to add, like even the selection of Washington Sundar, I feel that India has gone a bit defensive. Like when you know that Bumrah is not fully fit, I mean, to include Washington Sundar in the squad. I mean, the last couple of series, also in the New Zealand series, you can see the emergence of Washington Sundar. I mean, I have nothing against Washington Sundar, but
Right.
looking at his innings back during the Sri Lanka tour when he had opened,
Yeah.
the way, I mean, he was kind of playing a test match, inning.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, if you see a Rohit Sharma on the other end, I mean, no doubt he didn't pull up. I mean, it was only Rohit Sharma throughout the series who had performed the best compared. I mean, not the best, but compared to other people, yes, he had performed the best. But having Washington Sundar, when you have got a Jasprit Bumrah who might not make it to the Champions Trophy, having an extra spinner, like four spinners taking to the squad, like I didn't like you could have had a Prasidh Krishna instead in the squad, like when like Harshit Rana is a replacement of Jasprit Bumrah, but you could have an extra bowler like a Prasidh Krishna in the squad so that your pace attack is at least sorted. But again, the pitch conditions, like we saw in West Indies as well, spinners will have. a better role to play, but you already have got like four spinners in the team, like three spinners already in the team, apart from Washington Sundar. So yeah. So
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, Jinansh, but it's just that the off spinner which India has always had in their squad in the form of Ravichandran Ashwin. So we are looking at Washington Sundar as a replacement for him. Though nothing to be compared about both of them. Yes, they are both wonderful players. Yes, they are wonderful batters as well and bowlers. But just a personal opinion, I feel it's just that whenever you have left-handers in the squad, in the opposition squad, it's good to have an off spinner in the squad. So Washington Sundar, that's why walks into the team. Maybe there will be doubts if Varun Chakrabarti or Ravi Bishnoi could have made this, but it's all the same options as a left arm off spinner. So it's just a kind of variation which the team has tried to go for. Obviously, we are not far from imagining that Gautam Gambhir has a bias towards Washington Sundar. Maybe that's why he is also there in the squad. Same goes with the Harshit Rana in the England squad, but that's a discussion for another time. What do you think about Washington Sundar, Vaibhav? Do you think he's makes the squad?
So Washington Sundar has been on and off in the Indian squad for some time now, but given his recent performances with Sri Lanka as well as the BGT, I feel that he there were other options, but he is a like for like replacement for Ravi Ashwin given the current squad. But uh, does he fill in those shoes is something that we'll have to wait and watch. And probably they picked him because of team chemistry. He's better suited, or he you know he's better with other players in the team. Probably that's the reason why he's been picked in this particular side. But he may or may not make it to the playing 11. Given that there's Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, and Kuldeep Yadav, so that's something we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's good to have somebody like Washington Sundar, but maybe other players could have gotten a better chance, like Varun Chakravarti, given that he's been performing really well in the domestic format. Because
Yes,
I believe he's picked up, if I yeah, so he's picked up two fifers with I believe 6 wickets and 18 runs in one. Like that was his best
right.
because in the last in the Vijay Hazare Trophy.
Yes,
Given that he's
yes,
been performing so well,
yes.
and Arshdeep has been picked up after his performances in Vijay Hazare, I was expecting Varun Chakravarti to make it into the team. He's in the England squad, the squad that's going to play against England. But yeah, probably because Washington Sundar is better suited with these format of players. That could have been the reason why they've picked him. I definitely vouch for Varun Chakravarti over Washington Sundar.
Yes, yes, we all have our reservations about them. But yes, so this is the overall squad. I feel it's a quite decent squad. I feel we have potentials of pulling this trophy through. But time will tell that how potent it is. Um, Sorry about that. So we'll move on to the most important question we all mentioned while discussing the team is Shubman Gill. Um, what do you think about him as a vice captain, Jinanj? Do you think he is capable enough?
um, I mean, I really wanted Hardik Pandya to retain that position as I mean, because I wanted him to at least captain one of the formats, like not T20, then at least ODI. Considering his fitness as well, everything would have fallen in place that he's only captaining one. But it's clear that the Indian cricket team is looking beyond Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya as well, like I mean, I don't know, like he's around 30, 32 years old now. So certainly they're looking beyond him. Shubman Gill has just come in. I mean, he has been in the squad, but he's
I'll
come as well.
sorry to cut you down,
Sorry.
Jinanj. I'll come back to this point of age when we are discussing Karun Nair because it's a very important point for Indian cricket.
Yeah.
But yes, continue.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So that's the reason why. And Shubman Gill, I mean, he has been a proven captain, whether it was for the under 19 World Cup as well. or whether it was for Gujarat Titans as well. Like he has been a match winner as well. Um, One thing is there that since now Shubman Gill has become the vice captain, Yashasvi Jaiswal misses out of the squad. Like he won't be featuring until Shubman Gill has a stiff neck or something of that sort. So he won't be missing out. He won't be missing out. So that's one thing. I mean, we'll go to the 11 like once we make that does Yashasvi Jaiswal fit in or not. But one thing is clear that Shubman Gill is going to play all the matches. That's one thing. Second thing, we had seen reports going around that Bumrah might become the vice captain and of the ODI side as well, but that's certainly not the case because he he also has got fitness issues now, uh, like injury prone person. So that's one thing. So overall, I feel Shubman Gill, yes, he's fine. Like in case if you're not making Hardik Pandya the vice captain, then yes, Shubman Gill. But I really wanted Hardik Pandya to be the vice captain, especially watching yesterday's clips on Mumbai Indians channel where Hardik Pandya was bowling to Rohit Sharma,
Right.
and he was really in good touch as well. Both of them were in good touch. I mean, it's white ball. We know that both of them are really the best in their particular roles, like as an all-rounder and as an opening batsman. So yes, but I thought that he would be getting a chance to be the vice captain, but certainly looks like they're moving beyond him, and it's Shubman Gill, the vice captain. Yeah.
Interesting. As yes, Hardik Pandya was considered to be the next white ball captain for quite a while before I think the chairman of selectors was Ajit Agarkar. I think the previous chairman of selectors was in quite in favor of Hardik Pandya as the next white ball captain. But yes, after he has been changed, there has been a change of script for him. Also, things go south for him in IPL and stuff like that. But yes, I definitely see where you're coming from. Weber, what do you think about this decision of vice captain?
I was certainly surprised that Shubman Gill has been picked over players like Rishabh Pant, Hardik Pandya, and Shreyas Iyer. So what really shocks me is I was expecting Shreyas Iyer to probably become the vice captain. I understand that Jasprit Bumrah deserved it, but given his health conditions, he may not make it. But Shreyas Iyer has proven in Mushtaq Ali as well. He's taken the team to the finals. I believe they even won the finals. So if a player like Shreyas Iyer is in the side and he's got good captaincy skills, I don't understand why they don't use it. Rishabh Pant has also been effective in his captaincy, but that's something that we'll have to wait and watch. But when Shreyas Iyer has already done it, why go and try somebody like Shubman Gill, who didn't do that great in IPL or in any other formats as a captain? So that was really shocking. As Jinansh mentioned, Hardik Pandya was also good, but I feel that of late the Indian team has become more of a PR following, team. It, if people don't like a player, then they just eliminate him from the team, and only players that are preferred are always put in. So
Right.
yeah, that's sort of influencing. I don't understand why that needs to influence a team. But yeah, Shubman Gill, that's the decision. Maybe we'll just have to see how he does it because Rohit Sharma is still there, Virat Kohli is still there. So we'll see what happens. But that was a definite shocker.
Yeah. I agree with you, Weber. I definitely was shocked with the vice captain decision of Shubman Gill. But since we are a country of 1.4 billion wherein most of us are loving cricket and we have huge amount of talent, so everyone in the team has this potential to be a captain or a vice captain. But yes, we had our contenders like Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, Rishabh Pant, as you mentioned. Shreyas Iyer has been captaining many teams towards titles. So yes, those were the names. The only thing I feel about Shubman Gill is if you're giving him a rope as a vice captain or a captain, give him a longer rope because just putting him down for a series or two doesn't make any sense for me. If you're giving that assurance, you're giving that backing, give him that backing no matter what happens to the tournament. Um, I just feel that this uncertainty of captaincy or vice captaincy should not affect him as a batsman, because he's been in really good white ball form for us. If we take out the memories of BGT from our heads, he's been definitely one of the best batsmen we have in the white ball format to open with Rohit Sharma. Jinansh mentioned about Jaiswal making in the squad. Unfortunately, I don't see him playing any game in the CT unless and until Gill and Rohit are fit enough. Jaiswal is definitely going to be the next big thing as an opener for Indian cricket, but that's going to be after Rohit calls it quits. I probably think he's just a backup opener for now. And yeah, I think it's decently shocking to see Shubman Gill as the vice captain, but I feel yes, he should. If he's backed up, he should be backed for a long time. So yeah, that's what we think about Shubman Gill. So moving on to our next point of discussion is Shreyas Iyer, the comeback which he has made to international cricket after a long time. After his dip in the 11, he's dropped from the 11 after the row where we started to prefer domestic cricket, and there was the mandate or diktat, whatever you call it, that the players should play domestic cricket, and he and Ishan Kishan, for that matter, had to bear the brunt of all those things, and they both were like for a year or so not looked at as the options for Indian cricket in white ball or red ball. So yes, Shreyas Iyer does make a comeback with his impressive performances in the domestic circuit, more as a captain, less as a player, I would say. But yeah, floor is open for you guys. Jinash, what do you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, he has proved his mantle, like when he played for Smat, I mean, Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy as well, captain winning. And then during the run, I mean, during the Vidarbha, I mean, no doubt they didn't reach the final, but he did put up a good show. I mean, he's averaging 320. I mean, the runs he has scored is around 325 runs. I mean, everything like, and he is that number four specialist batsman which we were looking for from a quite a long time. Like before it was Ambati Raidu, but Vijay Shankar, I mean, that what was Vijay Shankar, he jumped in, no doubt. But now we have got a stable number four batsman in in a Shreyas Iyer. So that's good. Like he did get punished for not playing domestic cricket, but then he played back, came back, like whatever exile he had he did, and he came back. One thing which I didn't like, I mean, even Ishan Kishan for that matter as well. Like he should have been in the squad, but obviously he's not there. But anyway, like Shreyas Iyer, yes, he has proved his point. He deserved a place more than anyone, to be honest, in the squad. More than a lot of players, he deserved that place more. So yeah, so I mean, it's all good with Shreyas Iyer being in the squad.
Yes, yes, interesting points, Jinash. What do you think, Vaibhav? You have been backing Shreyas Iyer as a vice captain. All right. Okay, continue, Vaibhav.
Yeah, so as I was mentioning, Shreyas Iyer has performed really well as a captain and as a player. I believe that in the past, certain decisions were taken against the likes of Shreyas Iyer, and he was removed from the squad because of his associations with certain other cricketers as well. But I believe that uh, it's justified to bring him back into the squad. Actually, my squad, which I planned last night, my expected squad had him. So it had a few other players as well, but unfortunately they've missed out. We'll get to that later. But yes, Shreyas Iyer is definitely a valid pick. Uh, he justifies his position at number four, but after him, so at number five, who plays at number five is still a question mark because you've got players like KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, who are equally good at what they're doing. Um, it'll be, does the team go after experience or does the team go after potential to score big? So that's where the question comes in. But Shreyas Iyer is justified at number four. I think for now, number four is sorted for the ODI team.
Just a second. All right. So yes, I feel Shreyas Iyer did have to come back in the squad. He's the certified number four we have. We have struggled for that position before him for a long time. We had tried, yes, Ambati Raidu. I think Manish Pandey also was tried on that. After that, Vijay Shankar was roped in for the 2019 World Cup. And after that, we did do a lot of experimentation for that number four spot. But the only player who was able to mantle his spot was Shreyas Iyer. So definitely, if come the Champions Trophy, he should have been named in the squad, and so he is. He definitely makes an impact in the domestic circuit with uh, with with all the teams he has been captain. He has been amazing. He has been a great leader from the front. He has been the best batter we have after a Virat Kohli at number four, because Virat Kohli used to bat at number four in his initial time of his career. So yes, I definitely feel there's no question about Shreyas Iyer being in the squad. The only thing the only thing I doubt about Shreyas Iyer is there a short ball problem with his game, which he has been asked a lot in the past. Do you think that that teams will target him with that in the Dubai stadiums or grounds? Definitely, Dubai grounds are more prone to spinners, and they are more helpful to spinners. So this question of the short ball should have been in the minds of the selectors as well, but because it's Dubai, so they had no doubt of getting in Shreyas back. But do you guys think at all there is a weakness in Shreyas Iyer's batting when it comes to the short ball? Wherever you want to go.
Depends. So depends on who the bowler is. First thing. Uh, but overall, I think after having a lot of experience from the domestic side, I believe he should be all right. Especially given that as so right now it's sort of winter in Dubai as well. So given that the matches are day and night matches, uh, there will be a bit of dew. It might support the fast bowlers towards the end of the game because it's going to go off much quicker. Uh, so it might happen, but the question is, does he have the right skill to do that? And I certainly say that he has the right skill. And another option for India could be promoting him above Virat Kohli and playing Virat Kohli at number four, which I don't think may happen, but there is potential. We never know what's going to happen. But as of now, he'd still be number four for me.
That's a very interesting point you make. I don't think I would have thought that in my dreams. Virat Kohli batting at number four and Shreyas batting at number three. Do you think in any chance that would happen, Jinaj?
I mean, I would certainly see a Shubman Gill coming down in the future and Yashasvi Jaiswal taking his place, and you'll have another opener.
Right.
I mean, someone else, but I'd certainly see Shubman Gill coming down the order and taking Virat Kohli's place. But Shreyas Iyer, until he's there, I think he'll be, for the longest time, he'll be your number four batsman. I mean, I don't like how we did with KL Rahul as well. Like kept switching him. Like in 2019 World Cup, he was your opener after Shikhar Dhawan got injured, and then straight to 2023, he comes in as your number five, number five, number six, number
Yeah.
five batsman as well.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't want that to happen with Shreyas Iyer. Stick with the number four slot. You had a problem for a long time. that number four. You have got a Shreyas Iyer now. Stick with him. Uh, Rest, the short ball problem, I don't think it'll be much of a problem in Dubai, considering how what even Weber said. I mean, the pitches, I mean, it will be the pitches would be similar to what we had in West Indies as well. That's why I feel that that's the reason why we have got four spinners as well in the squad. Uh, and we'll be taking three spinners, hopefully, like depending upon the conditions, but we'll be taking three spinners in the squad as well, part of the playing 11. So I don't think Shreyas Iyer as a whole would have much of a problem with the short ball because the pitches will be dried as well. So I don't think so. Like if it would have been like a I mean, like the SCG pitch which we saw in towards the end. I mean, the last test, like a juicy fast bowling pitch. Then yes, he would have had a problem, but not. I don't think so. He'll have a problem in Dubai for that.
Yes, so I think he's cemented his place as number four in all our opinions. So yes, I hope he has a very good tournament. The next question is the most hot and spicy question we have in Indian cricket right now. That is this: Rocco. Is it the last chance for them, irrespective of the format, white ball or red ball? What do you think, guys? Weber, you want to start?
So Rohit and Kohli have been. I still feel Rohit has more potential than Kohli, but hopefully this doesn't become the actual Rocco moment for them, CT. So we'll see, but I still have a lot of belief in Rohit Sharma as an opener, especially in the ODI format. Um, Virat, I haven't been his greatest fan. Uh, So I don't believe in backing Virat a lot. But given that he's got the skill to play, but he often, for some reason, doesn't play that well, is is something questionable. And I feel that he's been given opportunity time and again to prove himself, but he he doesn't often prove his talent. Uh, so it's for us to wait and watch. Probably, given that it's in Dubai, that could make a change. You can't expect a lot of variation in the pitch. The pitch is not going to change overnight, and there's only 3 games for India in Dubai, and then depends on if they make it to the semi-finals, which I believe they should. That's where the actual competition is going to be, because semi-finals might bring teams like Australia and England from Group B to Dubai. That's where India will be tested a lot more. Or it could even go the other way. It could be very easy for them because both England and Australia haven't picked many spinners on their side. So that could help Kohli a lot, as well as Rohit Sharma, because Rohit Sharma is a person who can play a new ball really well. So that's something I'd really love to see. All we can do is hope at this moment that everything goes well. But I definitely feel that Rohit Sharma is going to do well this CT squad. Yeah, the CT 2025.
Yeah, we all wish that. Jinansh?
I mean, it all depends upon how much of that BCCI guidelines are being followed. Because I just heard right now that the Delhi squad has been released for Ranji, and due to fitness concerns, Virat Kohli is not playing that thing. So I'm not sure. Like, are they taking him to the England squad even though he's not performing? Because that certainly happened with Sanju Samson. I mean, Sanju Samson was also in red hot form. He didn't play Vijay Hazare Trophy. That's a different thing because he had. I mean, not a different thing. Obviously, it was on the same lines as what Virat Kohli has also done, like him not playing Vijay Hazare Trophy, not attending those camps, being in Dubai, whatever. So I'm really not sure whether they'll continue with Kohli in England because England, like what we saw in Australia, England is going to be a similar thing as well. I mean, it'll be much more tougher with overcast conditions, swinging ball, the Duke's ball swings as well. Uh, it's the Duke's ball, like it's lethal, like how we had the old Kokobora ball. Like, I mean, right now we are playing with the new Kokobora ball, which the paint wears off quite late after 40-50 overs. But with uh, but with Duke's ball, like it's not going to be the same. Like you're going to have
Are you talking
penalty.
about the England series at this point?
Sorry about the
Let's
England.
let's let's stick to Champions Trophy for now.
No, no, so the white ball, it all depends upon how they perform. It all depends upon how they perform. If they are going to perform well, I don't think. I mean, I would want them to at least call it quits in the ODI format, in case if they're continuing playing Test, because we have got a lot of players in the pipeline who also deserve a chance. We have got a Yashasvi Jaiswal coming in who also deserves a chance. I'm not saying Shubman Gill will go straight away in at the number three slot. I'm not saying that, but we have got Yashasvi Jaiswal. We have got so many new. We have got Sanju Samson as well. He can also be a proven opener for you. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, it all depends upon they perform. If they are going to perform, then yes, Rohit Sharma has got ambitions to lead the team in the 2027 World Cup. He has not won a World Cup. He would want to win that. So yes, I he might still go. But Kohli, because of his busy schedule as well, like he lives, I mean, lives in two different countries. So I don't see him playing as. I mean, I don't see him in the ODI squad in case if he doesn't perform.
Yes. Yeah, interesting points, guys. So the question of being the last chance, I don't think it'll be the last chance for them in the white ball at least. Yes, we have our reservations about them in the red ball, but in the white ball, I don't see them going anywhere for another year or two for sure. They're definitely going to be playing ODI cricket as long as they want. It's going to be on their terms, their retirement. For this tournament, I feel they both are going to fire because obviously we have seen their records in ODI cricket, and both of them have been on supreme form in the ODI cricket, be it Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. They have been performing exceptionally well. Um, Rohit Sharma was in the form of his life in 2019 World Cup, and he was like taking charge in the 2023 World Cup, and the same continued as we saw in the 2024 T20 World Cup. So Rohit Sharma, uh, you don't see any better opener as Rohit Sharma or Virendra Sehwag as per se. But yes, definitely the pressure will be on them. I feel they will have to perform with their bat this time and not by any other means. Sticking to the domestic circuit BCCI guidelines for Virat Kohli, you don't do that for a Virat Kohli, don't you? In the scheme of things, Samson has been dropped because of the domestic clause, but Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli, isn't it? So that's how the BCCI has been working for quite a few years now. But that's the kind of player he is. You don't get 51 centuries in ODI cricket every day, right? So that's the kind of backing the BCCI would give him. But I feel they're going to prove their point in this tournament because as they have done in the past. My only concern is the the knockout stages. I feel the nerves do get on them when it comes to the knockout stages. We have seen it in 2019. We have seen it in 2023. As per se, we can say that we saw that for Rohit Sharma in the final of the T20 World Cup as well. Um, and 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 the knock of Virat Kohli. I don't know how many people find it useful or you say as T20 worthy as we can call it. But yes, there have been concerns about their batting in the knockout stages because I assume the fact that India is going to qualify for the knockout stages, at least for the semifinals, and definitely you will see your nemesis, Pat Cummins, or the team which we all fear, that is Australia, and to perform against them in that knockout game of a semi-final or a final is the challenge. Rocco will have to accept it. I don't rely on any other player as much as I do on them for taking us through the line of those jinx we call it as for the knockout stage matches. Yes, I feel there will be concerns on them if they do not perform in this tournament. BCCI will have to take some tough calls because things are getting quite spicy at the moment with them. Um, with the laws, with the rules the BCCI is implementing, the things are being targeted towards the star culture which we have in Indian cricket. But that's not only with the cricketers; it's also with to do with the fans, right? So how often did you see these fan armies coming all guns blazing in the 80s or the 90s? It just started after the 2010s, as per se,
No, no, but if you remember that when Gavaskar had dropped Kapil Dev
right?
in Eden Gardens,
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
star culture was there. It was very much prevalent. It was
yes,
just that because of the advent of, I mean, the invention of social media, it has become much more stronger.
right.
We saw it with people have got that PR campaign. PR
Yes,
campaigns used to even happen during Saurav Ganguly's, Sachin Tendulkar's. Everyone had their PR at that time also.
yes,
It's just
yes,
that the social media has influenced it, fueled it so much
yes.
that that's where the problem is happening.
That's definitely not denied.
Yeah.
Not denied, Jinash. Definitely, I don't deny that. You unmuted yourself, Weber. You have a point, I assume.
No, exactly what Jinan said. So if you remember, right before the 2007, so right after 2007 World Cup,
Yes,
the scenes in India were really bad. They were burning figures of Sachin Tendulkar and other players that made it to the team. So this sort of thing has been happening, but how how often has BCCI considered that? That's the question. So I don't know why BCCI is considering that over the skill and quality of players, uh, but uh, I believe that they trust a lot in their existing squad. Um, Even I feel that there's a lot of potential cricket left in Rohit Sharma and Kohli, but it's up to them to show their skill. And I believe that every player deserves some amount of rest. For example, if you remember, right after 2011 World Cup, Dhoni was rested. Raina was sent to Zimbabwe as a captain. So that sort of thing needs to come back. Players need to get rested. Yes, they are, top players. They are
sorry
senior
to cut you
players.
down, Weber, but don't we see that today as well? Because most of the seniors don't go for tournaments like a Zimbabwe or a West Indies or even a South Africa for that matter. They they still have that concept of resting the players. It's just the concept which is making the domestic circuit mandatory is what is new, and which is out of my understanding. So that's what do you think about that?
Domestic is something that always helps players to upskill themselves with the current trends in cricket. But uh, what I feel is, as players, it's very much necessary to keep yourself up there. Resting is also necessary. For example, both of them have been picked for the ODI against England. England is a big team, but what I see is probably they play less cricket, maybe sit out for one or two matches and then play just a game or two should be more than enough for the two of them, because that can change their views and their mental abilities as well, because more than your skill, your presence of mind at the field is what changes you as a cricketer, and that's something which might affect them without rest. So yeah, we'll have to see how they perform.
Yes. I think you make a really good point there that
One thing
yes,
I wanted
Jinash.
to add. I mean, if you look at the last 6 to 7 years, like apart from right now, I've never seen the Indian cricket team having a long, a gap. Like if we consider the 2023 World Cup,
Mhm.
right after the 2023 World Cup, was it the 19th of November, the final? We had to go, I mean, we had back-to-back series with South Africa, ODI, and then T20, and then we had the test. So it was obvious that a Rohit or a Kohli, like who have played throughout the World Cup, to get rested for that and then go back to the test. I mean, that's again the cycle had started. Your WTC cycle had started, and then they started playing the the two match South Africa Test series. So one thing, I mean, when we say that you guys should keep playing domestic cricket, then it is also the duty of BCCI also to organize matches in such a way. Until the 2023 World Cup, I mean, both of these players or KL Rahul, all of them were playing all the three formats. Or else you keep format specific games, then don't let Yashasvi Jaiswal play all the three formats. Let him play test only. If you want him to play domestic cricket so much, then let him play only test and then keep him for domestic cricket and
Right.
allow him to play domestic. Similarly, if you want a Shreyas Iyer to continue to make him play more domestic cricket, then let him continue in, I mean, only in the ODI setup. Don't consider him in T20. So at one point, like it's even the BCCI also who needs to be held accountable on this. Firstly, the soft hand has been given by the BCCI, especially during the Dulip Trophy thing. That was a time when they had a lot of gap during the Dulip Trophy thing. What I heard on X, on Twitter and X, was that when the talks were of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli not playing the Dulip Trophy, when it got escalated to Jai Shah as well, Jai Shah also simply told that what can I do? Like both of these players have got that stature. Like they don't play, then they don't play. I mean, we saw what happened then in the Bangladesh series. Both of them didn't play, make a lot of runs. In the New Zealand also, both of them failed. And obviously in the BGT also. But at one point, it's also the BCCI also who needs to be held accountable on managing the workload, on managing the scheduling of the all format players, especially who play all the three formats.
Yes, definitely BCCI has some work to do, especially after BCCI definitely has something to look after three consecutive losses um, in big tournaments, which we haven't lost since quite a decade or more now. So yes, BCCI has something to think and ponder upon. But yes, is this the last chance for Rocco in white ball? I don't think so. But yes, there will be serious concerns on them if they don't able to perform, if they are not able to perform in this tournament as well. So moving on, the next big thing of Indian cricket, which is Jasprit Bumrah. I only believe in Jassi Bhai. Do you guys believe in him, Weber?
I do
Obviously.
believe in him, but as I mentioned earlier, I feel that he may sit out for the first few matches and then come back into the
Is it
team.
the CT you're talking about, or
Yes,
okay?
CT.
Yeah.
So uh, because his personal health is very much important to the team because he's now considered as a senior bowler, person with a lot of experience. Uh, I'm sure that Mohammad Shami will share part of his, workload, but um, there's still a lot riding on Jasibai. I still feel that um, he might become the future of Indian cricket.
Isn't he
Potentially,
already, Weber?
he's already, but then there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
He might end up becoming the captain easily at some point. Maybe even probably end of this year, we could see him as a captain in tests because he's done pretty well with the test teams. But
Yes.
yeah, coming back to Champions Trophy, I feel that there is some you know space for him to sit out because it's a spin based or a pitch that favors spinners. So they might pick a slightly spin oriented team just to give Jasprit Bumrah the time to settle in. And then, yeah, we'll definitely see him play towards the later stages of the game. That's what I feel. So they might give him some time for his fitness to come back. But yeah, I think he should be able to do it.
Vinash?
Yeah, I mean, like we'll know much more about his fitness once the England ODI series starts because I don't think that the team management would risk Jasprit Bumrah, I mean, straight away in the Champions Trophy. No, I mean, he'll be tested at least for one match.
But is he named in the squad? I don't think he's named in the squad. I think
No, I
Harshit
mean,
Rana.
the Champions Trophy squad and the England squad is the same only. It's
But
just that one extra addition is Harshit Rana, who will
okay,
be playing the first two or three. I mean, that's what.
yeah,
So
okay,
that's one thing. Um, so obviously, so if he's playing, if he's fit, obviously we'll see him playing one match at least, probably the third ODI versus England. He'll be
right.
playing that, and then I don't see him again playing against Pakistan. He'll play against New Zealand, and then the semi-final and the final, because obviously you won't risk him playing all the matches in Champions Trophy. He'll be like ODI one, and then one in the group stage, whatever that is, against New Zealand, and then you'll straight away, in case if India qualifies, which it will, into the semi-finals, then you'll see him playing over there again.
Yes, so we have this question fit enough. It's not only for the fitness of CT, it's also for the question of him being the captain of any format per se. Do you think his fitness allows him to be the captain of any squad because your captain plays all the matches? Do you think going forward, Jasprit Bumrah has the ability, because of the awkwardly decent action he has, to play all the formats, all the matches as a captain?
Yeah, certainly I see him as the captain, because the way he was, if we consider the BGT as well, like he got injured over there. The main problem was the team selection. That's where the problem had happened. Like, in case if they would have gone with four pacers, which they should have gone with, it wouldn't have been a problem with Jasprit Bumrah so much. Like, we have seen him bowling, like in the England series as well. He bowled quite a lot in the first half. In the first in January, February, Jasprit Bumrah did bowl quite a lot of overs, and he was there in the squad. He was there, right, in the squad in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Indian, yeah. So he was there, and then cut to he played even in the T20 World Cup as well. So I do see him. Probably the other bowlers need to work a lot more, because you can't have Jasprit Bumrah only. Like, in case, what if it was a Mohammad Siraj only carrying the whole team? Then even Siraj would have ended up in the same position what Jasprit Bumrah was. It's a bowler who gets into that position. So I don't see him losing his captaincy in Test. Yes, there might be certain time when Jasprit Bumrah won't play, like certain matches, like against teams like Bangladesh or West Indies. You won't see a Jasprit Bumrah in that team itself, or he won't play all the matches. That's where your your vice captain also comes in, like Rishabh Pant or someone whoever they make the vice captain. So yes, I certainly see Jasprit Bumrah as the captain in the future, irrespective of whatever his fitness is. Like, his workload needs to be managed, but he'll be there in the team.
Right.
As the captain.
Weber?
I agree with what Jinanj mentioned, uh, but I don't see him as a captain in all three formats. Probably just Test. Uh, he might be a captain there. So if it's just one format, I'm sure that he would be more than happy to do that and more than fit to do that as well. And I believe that if he's been, if he's been put as the captain, then he may not feature in the other formats that often, simply because of his fitness. Because earlier too, he sat out for close to a year or even more, uh, and he had to do a lot to come back into the squad. So his fitness is a question mark, but it might improve when if he's the captain. And exactly like what uh, Jinanj mentioned, BCCI needs to manage and have that skill to manage players and cycle the teams so that not everybody is stressed out and completely out of uh, fitness. So that needs to be handled by BCCI. That's
Yes,
my.
interestingly, we talk about team management and uh, you know how Jasprit Bumrah can be utilized more better as compared to what he has been so far. But since since we have brought up the point of BGT, if we talk about the BGT last Test match, we saw how Indian bowling was struggling when they were lacking Jasprit Bumrah in the attack. So is Indian bowling as a whole purely dependent on Jasprit Bumrah? Because if you minus a Jasprit Bumrah from the Indian bowling attack, it looks a very different attack. So do you think Indians are not investing as much on fast bowlers, barring a Jasprit Bumrah?
Um, me or whoever.
Whoever.
Okay. So, I mean, I won't completely agree on that statement. I mean, we saw how Akashdeep also performed. He was very unlucky for not getting those wickets, even in the GABA, and then even in the MCG, SCG. Like he was quite unlucky for not getting those wickets. So I wouldn't say, but one thing which, like you said, that Bumrah being a one-man show, I would say that even the previous coaching staff before Gambhir, like Rahul Dravid, like they were not able to groom enough players. Like you can see the difference between Siraj during Bharat Arun's time when Ravi Shastri was there, and then you see him cut to uh against with Rahul. I mean, under Rahul Dravid, like he was not groomed enough well, like how he was groomed before. Certainly, we didn't look beyond, like we looked beyond Siraj, like once Shami was injured, that time we looked uh towards Akashdeep, but we didn't even try. Like we tried Prasidh Krishna, we didn't give him enough opportunities to prove himself. Like he was selected for the South Africa tour. He You should have stuck with him for the England tour as well, and we could have seen some differences in the matches he played in BGT. So probably not backing players enough. That's one thing which I feel is that's the reason why we are not able to develop a bowler after Jasprit Bumrah. And mind you, one more thing, like Jasprit Bumrah has not got any formal coaching. Like he is a smart player. That's the reason why he has got those tricks within him, and he has been a self learner throughout his life. So that's the reason why it sets him apart from other players. He's a smart player. Like we have heard Rohit Sharma also saying that how he does it only he knows.
Yep.
So that's one thing. Probably if we would have groomed more players, yes, we could have seen more players coming into the ranks. Should have persisted with Prasidh Krishna. Secondly, if you see like the kind of players also we are selecting, like a Harshit Rana being selected straight away in the first in the first match, it was not required when you had a Prasidh Krishna in that team. And again in the pink ball test also, like okay, we'll go to that later on, but yeah, personally, I feel that they should have grown more players. They should have backed more players, uh, and we could have seen the difference in the matches later on.
Right? Yeah. Weber?
Just like what Jinanj mentioned, there are so many players that haven't been backed. There are players like Umran Malik, T. Natarajan. Uh, why not even like Bhuneshwar Kumar hasn't been picked even after consistent performances in multiple tournaments. Then there's players like Shardul Thakur and uh, Deepak Chahar who haven't been given the right opportunity, even though their uh, domestic performances haven't been that great. Uh, Shardul Thakur did perform really well in the Mushtaq Ali tournament, yet he doesn't get any opportunities, which which raises concerns for the BCCI because now is the time to groom a team for the next World Cup. And if the team is dependent on just one or two players, that's not going to help in the long run. It's good to have a lot of options because you can pick and drop players, but there has to be a basic core team. I get that point. But if the core team is not available for you to pick, then you need to have credible backups, just like how it was in the previous World Cups. So 2011, you had Zahir Khan, you had Munaf Patel, you had uh, Srishant, multiple players that were ready to go for you, Praveen Kumar, all of them. So you had enough backup options. So that's something that BCCI should think about and look into. Uh, and it's not just about one format. Test is a format that trains players, and you need players with higher stamina for test. So it's better to create players that are specific to test and players specific to shorter formats of the game. I think that's a strategy that would work in the long run.
One thing I just wanted to add to what Weber said. If you remember during the India Australia A tours which they had, we saw uh we saw Dhruv Jurel playing in on those A tours. We saw Prasidh Krishna. In fact, he performed his best in on the MCG deck, and he was still not picked up, and he was picked up in
SCG.
towards the
Yes.
in the SCG one.
Yeah.
So that's what the problem is. Like even like not only Gautam Gambhir, even Rahul Dravid for that matter. Like they have their team. I mean, with Gautam Gambhir, it was a team overall team selection, but with the grooming of players, I would put it on Rahul Dravid because he had quite a long time. Like he had 2 years. He could have groomed after Siraj Shami. He could have groomed more players. He was just able to groom, not groom as well. Like he was just able. Like it was just Akashdeep who had made debut under his tenure.
Yeah.
Rest all of them were from the Ravi Shastri Kohli era.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really a good point. But sometimes with Indian cricket, we have these problems of too many players, too many good players. So you don't have the ability to back every new player. You have to pick your own. Sometimes they might go wrong, sometimes may go right. Just like the example of a Harshit Rana. So he picked 4 wickets in the first match for you. You won that match. That gave you you an assurance that yeah, this is a good bowler. We can back him. So yes, I feel um, India needs to groom more fast bowlers so that we don't have this problem of over dependency on a particular bowler like Jasprit Bumrah. It's not that we don't have quality fast bowlers. It's just that no one in the recent times have been as effective as Jasprit Bumrah, irrespective of all the formats. So I hope and wish BCCI and the coaching staff do groom more players as you mentioned, Jinaj.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next question about spinners. So we are talking about uh, 4 spinners in the squad,
Yeah.
and we have Kuldeep Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, and Washington Sundar. So I do you guess do you think that we have these 4 spinners only and only because we are playing this on a turning wicket like Dubai or Sharjah, or it's just the team combination going forward?
No, certainly. Like it's mainly about the pitches in Sharjah and Dubai. And when we'll be starting the tournament as well, it won't be that winter as well, like how it is right now. It's cold, but it won't be that cold as well once we reach in the month of March. So it'll be cold, but not that cold.
Yes.
So as Weber also mentioned, the it all depends upon when you bat as well. So if you're going to bat towards the end of the match, like if you're going to bat in the second innings, sorry, if you're going to bowl in the second innings and the opposition is batting. So at that time, yes, your fast bowlers will have some work, but again, you have got a fast bowler with Hardik Pandya. You've got 3 fast bowlers. I would see 3 spinners coming in, like how we had in the T20 World Cup as well. So certainly, I won't see Washington Sundar being picked ahead of these 3.
Okay.
Like I would certainly see Jadeja playing in the white ball. Sorry, in the squad for all the matches. He gives you that batting depth as well, and he gives you that bowling option
So
as
so
well.
you're going with 3 spinners, 2 pacers, and
Yes,
a Hardik
Kuldeep.
Pandya.
Yes, Kuldeep.
Okay.
Yes. So Kuldeep Yadav will be there in the squad. He
Yes.
will. He has cemented his position as the spinner, as a Chinaman. So you need at least one specialist spinner. So that's Kuldeep Yadav, which you have got.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja would be an addition.
Mhm.
Again, the bowling all rounders you have got. Akshar Patel, again, he has proven his point. Like he missed out on the on the World Cup 23 squad because he got injured. He injured himself. That's
Mhm.
when Ashwin came in.
Yeah.
But yes, I would see Jadeja and Akshar Patel being in the squad. Washington Sundar as the backup, but I would be surprised if Washington Sundar gets picked up in any one of these matches ahead of these three.
Right.
Ahead of these two, sorry, Jadeja and Akshar.
Yes. Um, I think similar to you. I feel India will go with two specialist fast bowlers in say Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami.
Yeah,
Third option would be Hardik Pandya, and the three spinners would be Kuldeep Yadav makes the team for me definitely because he's been the best spinner we have since a long time. I think I think Ravindra Jadeja is going to make the team um, most most often in those matches in Champions Trophy. I think one of Aksar and Washi are going to make the squad on an ad hoc basis. On like Washi will be picked in some of the games and Aksar will be picked in some of the others. But yes, the two spinners which are definitely in the squad are Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. Um, as we are talking about two very similar options of Aksar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja, which one do you pick in your squad and why?
like one of them.
Yes, or both of them, whichever. But
Like
if you have to, if
I
you
would.
had to pick just one, if you have given,
Mhm.
if you have given the task that you just have to pick one in your squad, which one from those two? Because they are very similar,
I would go with Jadeja, considering he is more experienced as well. I
right?
would certainly go with Jadeja in that case.
Yes, that's
And
that's
we saw in
because
the T20 World Cup as well. Like he
yes.
did. People do say that he doesn't hit hard shots. Like he didn't have a lot of impact, but in the T20 World Cup final as well, like after Akshar Patel got out,
Mhm.
uh, Shivam Dubey did come in and whatever, like, but Jadeja did hit those two, three sixes towards the end, and it did bring our score further up.
Mhm.
So I would certainly go with Jadeja, considering the experience he has got, and um, no doubt the balls are different. Like in Test, we play red ball, but over here we play white ball. But Jadeja is also in that batting form as well. So I would
Yeah,
want to continue that. I would go with Jadeja above Aksar, but I see them both playing in the squad
interesting.
above Washington Sundar.
Interesting. I differ from that opinion because I don't think both Aksar and Jadeja are going to make the squad on all occasions. I feel um, Washington Sundar is going to come up in some of the matches, definitely in the group stages where you're not playing the strongest of the teams. You're playing. I think I think you're playing a Pakistan, a New Zealand, and
And I think
if I'm not mistaken, yes. But
Pakistan,
for
New
the third
Zealand,
match, yes, I
third
think
match, I'm not sure. Yeah.
yeah, the third match, I guess Washington Sundar is going to make the squad,
Okay.
and or he can even start with Washington Sundar. That's the kind of aura he's had in the Indian team from like past two tournaments. But yes, as per my team, I don't think Washington Sundar uh, is in the 15 as well. So I feel India has
Yeah.
much better spinners than him. If you don't look if you don't look at the batting, but India has been very reliant on spinners offering batting if they're not as potent as a Kuldeep Yadav. So that's what I mean. Most of these spinners they are making the squad because of their batting and less because of their bowling. That's a debatable issue after this podcast. But yes, I feel a Varun Chakravarti or Ravi Bishnoi should have been in the squad more than a Washington Sundar. But yes, the team is going to make him play in the 11 as per my knowledge. So so yeah, I feel India is going to go with the three spinners, one of Aksar or Washi sitting out in any of the matches.
Yes, that's what like I would have also wanted to see a Ravi Bishnoi, like like you have got three all. yes, Hardik Pandya as well, but three spinning
All
all-rounders you have
rounds.
got
Yes.
who spin the ball. But instead of, like, you could have just two of them and then you could have gone with one more specialist spinner, or
Yes.
you could have gone with one more specialist fast bowler
Yes.
like a Shivam Dubey
Hmm.
also would have worked, like, even in case if you're looking much into the all-round
Or
option.
a Nitish Reddy for that matter.
Yes, Nitish Reddy also, but I don't think Nitish Reddy will come into the ODI squad even after these two,
Right.
Roko, retire as well,
Hmm.
because
Because of the
uh,
presence of Hardik Pandya, is it?
because of the
Yes.
presence of Hardik Pandya in the squad.
Yeah.
So I don't see him coming too early. He
Hmm.
would come in some point of time, but um, like Nitish Reddy kind of a player, he's much more suited in the T20 format
Hmm.
where you need hard-hitting players, you need bowlers as well.
Yes.
But in the ODI format, until Hardik Pandya is there, I don't see him making a place for himself in the squad.
Fair point. Yes. I think we all have gotten a grasp of how the BCCI or the Indian cricket setup is going to work
Yeah,
for a couple of years from now. So
true.
yes, and that's what the discussion of spinners was. The next point is about the wicket keepers. So Samson does not make the cut. Rishabh Pant makes the cut. Of the batting average in ODIs for Rishabh Pant is around 34, and the
Mhm.
batting average for uh, a Sanju Samson is around 53 or 54, if I'm not wrong, in ODI cricket. But still, has India gone towards the X factor and not towards the performance? What do you think?
No, I mean the X Factor. I mean, see the X Factor performance. I would have certainly seen a Sanju Samson uh, ahead of a KL Rahul, to be
Okay,
honest,
okay,
considering the kind of performance we had from KL Rahul in the 50 over World Cup final, which we had.
yes,
So I would have wanted him to be there, but again, because of that Vijay Hazare Trophy debacle which he had with the fallout which he had with the Kerala Cricket Association. So
yes.
that's the main reason why he was not picked up for the squad. I mean, in the squad. But considering Rishabh Pant's case, I have a strong feeling that KL Rahul might miss out on the squad because one big reason I'll tell you.
Hmm.
I mean, what I feel that and what I've seen in the T20
So
squad
let me
as
get
well.
it straight. So you feel KL Rahul is the backup keeper over here?
I really feel no, no. I mean, yes, I really feel that because the way his name was announced towards the end, Rishabh
Okay.
Pant's name was announced towards the end,
Hmm.
and even after and his name was announced towards the end, there was a 2 hour delay in the press
Okay.
conference. So certainly they were still discussing upon whom to name. One of the camps, certainly the one. I mean, one of the camps might not want a Rishabh Pant in the team. That's the reason why his name was deliberately added. I mean, that's what I feel. His name was deliberately added towards the end. And the other part is Shubman Gill becoming the vice captain.
Right.
That certainly guarantees his position.
Yes,
So obviously Jaiswal doesn't make a cut in the squad
definitely.
at all. Now a left-handed batsman like Jaiswal doesn't make a cut in the squad.
Right.
So that certainly, like, in case if a KL Rahul also bats, you don't have any left-handers. I mean specialist batsmen in the squad.
Yes.
So that's where I feel that Rishabh Pant would come in as that left-hand X factor in the squad. I mean,
Very.
because I have a little bit of biasness towards left-handed batsmen. Like I feel that at least one batsman should be in the left hand
Yes.
in any setup, whether it's on ODI or a T20. I feel that left hand. That's the reason why Rishabh Pant also was promoted at number 3 during the T20 World Cup
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Yes.
So I feel that that could be the case. Like they might try out Rishabh Pant in place of KL Rahul, and assuming if Rishabh Pant really performs well and then KL Rahul's position would be in jeopardy. Uh, Even KL Rahul is
That's
not
the
playing.
case. That's the case with KL Rahul, anyways, in any format, isn't it? Anyone performs or doesn't perform, his place is definitely in
No, I
jeopardy.
mean, no, with KL Rahul, he has not taken those opportunities well as well. Like, okay, now assuming if I start off with KL Rahul, first he initially started opening the squad. He performed well in England. He didn't perform well in Australia. He had that one century on debut in MCG. Yes, that's all is fine. Like he did perform, but after that, like looking at his averages and everything, it's not mainly because of him shifting his position. Like he's a fluid. I mean, he's a fluid person who works well in all the three. I mean, in any position you give him, whether it's he didn't work out in number three, no doubt, but in opening he does work out. I mean, he's good in number five also. He's good in number six also. He's good. So him changing his position, I don't think that affects his ability to score big runs. He did score big runs when he was opening as well. Big runs, as in like he just had one or two centuries, but uh, but he did have those 70, 60, 70s as well. Now, in case if he would have converted those 60, 50, 60, 70 runs into a big daddy 100, then yes, we can say that yes, KL Rahul has been unfortunate because we have been shifting his position. But that's the same case with Rohit Sharma as well. For the first 6 years until 2013, he was not even in the opening contention. Like we didn't even think he was going to open. It was only after the 2013 Champions Trophy he started opening. Even until 2017, Rohit Sharma was not opening for his franchise also,
Right.
for Mumbai Indians also. It
Yes.
was only after
Right.
2017 he started opening.
Yes.
So we can keep saying that because his position was altered always. That's the reason he didn't perform. In SCG test, he was again promoted to the opening slot. First inning, come on, you don't score. But in the second inning, you can score. I mean, you can score runs, right? But
Yes.
he didn't do that. So it is not always it's because of his position being moved. If his position was being moved, then at least we could have seen those at least 60, 70 runs at least coming in, and we could have seen them like his average would have also improved, but his average also has been subpar, irrespective of which position he stays. So and especially after the World Cup 23 final, I don't really, I mean, nothing against KL Rahul. He's an excellent batsman. But in case if Yashasvi Jaiswal would have made it, I mean, in case if Shubman Gill was not the vice captain and they didn't just announce any vice captain, then I would have thought that yes, KL Rahul did have a chance. But even like Bumrah, I don't see KL Rahul playing all the matches. There would be a Rishabh Pant factor coming in some point of the time. He would come in even in a Champions Trophy.
Interesting. Interesting. And you make a really valid point because to select a Rishabh Pant and bench him for the entire tournament, it doesn't make sense for me too,
Yeah,
unless and until he's, injured or something. But yes, Rishabh Pant with the kind of impact he's had in Indian cricket,
yeah.
he definitely walks into any 11. But it's just disheartening to see Sanju Samson always missing out the cut for any X or Y or Z reasons.
But he did have
It
a chance, I
right.
mean, to get into the squad, into the scheme of things, which
Yes.
it is mainly, I mean, we can argue that even Kohli is not playing Ranji and this, that, and everything. But Kohli is not playing Ranji for now. That will be a selection benchmark for his England series,
Yes.
but not for the champion trophy. I mean,
Yes.
we all
Yes.
know like how Kohli is in the white ball format, how Rohit Sharma is in the white ball format.
Yes.
So it's obvious that obviously they were not going to play the domestic games in the white ball, like whether it's a SMAT or Vijay Hazare trophy, because it was clashing with their international commitments. So obviously
Yes.
they were not going to play that.
Yes.
But Sanju Samson, on the other hand, didn't have that problem.
Hmm.
He should have played, and
Yes.
especially when the rules have been dictated to
But those
everyone.
those those dictation, I mean, those rules have been in implementation like very recently. I don't know if they were there
No,
when.
but it was under the impression like from the England series last year as
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
after the
Yeah.
I mean after the World Cup as well, it was made mandatory that that's the main reason why Ishan Kishan and Shreyas
Yes.
Iyer were
Yeah.
sent into
Yeah.
exile.
I agree.
So
Yes.
yeah, so that rules were there. He should have played. He
Yes.
should have played the VHT. He should have gone for those camps or whatever it is. And he should have made, I mean, he had a very good chance of getting into the squad, even getting ahead of a KL Rahul, but he really missed out. Mr.
Yeah.
I mean, even clearly ahead of a Pant. Like if Sanju Samson would have been in the scheme of things, then I'm certain that he would have not been selected over Pant. He would, I mean, sorry, he would have been selected over Pant. But now since you have got Pant as well, I mean, now since you don't have Sanju Samson, that's the reason Pant comes in. But that's what how the team management would have decided, I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not want KL Rahul in my 15 in any way, like in case if Sanju doesn't play or not, he would have not made it into my 15.
Mhm.
But I'm just talking about how the management is,
Yeah. Yeah.
what we have seen with the management. So
I agree.
that's, yeah.
So yeah, that's what the scenario for the wicket keepers stand in Indian team. Jinanj feels that Rishabh is going to be in the 11. I differ that. I feel KL Rahul is going to start unless he doesn't perform as expected. Yes, Rishabh can walk in, but yeah,
No,
that's
KL
how.
Rahul will start. Even KL Rahul in the first ODI, he will start.
Yes.
Second ODI also, he will start. Third ODI, if one performs good, still KL Rahul will start in against Pakistan as well. But I'm saying Pant will be in the team in some part of the tournament, whether it's against New Zealand or against some other team. He
Mhm.
will be in the squad, and KL Rahul might set out, or yeah, KL
Okay.
Rahul might set out.
Yeah. I think let's see how the England series
Yeah.
goes, and we can discuss it after that. But yes, that's how the wicket keepers go. And the last talking point. Um, so this player, Karun Nair, has been like breaking the doors of Indian cricket by not only knocking but just smashing them down with 752 averaging in the VHT, the Vijay Hazare Trophy. As we speak, he is captaining a side in the final. So I don't know if it's the final has been done. I think he's the
No, no,
captain
it's
of
going
Vidar.
on. It's going on.
Okay,
They have just lost one. Like they have to score. Vidarbha is batting now, and they have to score 278 runs more.
right. Yeah.
Target is 349. They have to score
Okay.
278. They have lost one wicket, and Karun Nair is batting at the moment.
Great. So as we speak, he's still performing. And so yeah, Jinansh, what do you think?
Um,
What do you think about Karuna?
no, I'm asking you, like, whom would you drop for for getting in Karun Nair? You can't
That's a
drop
ve-
Shreyas Iyer. You
that's a
can't drop
really very
Kohli.
good question.
I mean,
That's
Karun Nair is mainly a middle order batsman.
yes,
So opening slot is to gone. So Virat
yes,
Kohli, sorry, the top three has been gone.
yes,
Your Rohit Sharma, Gill, and
yes,
Virat Kohli. Now, when we are thinking about having Shreyas here, because he has been playing like
yes,
not only in the VHT, but he has been playing even in SMAT as well,
yes,
quite well.
yes.
So he deserved more chance than Karun Nair. So he has come in. Now,
I
whom do you drop?
I see. I don't see him in my 15 personally. Nothing personal with him, but definitely there's a problem of plenty in the team. So he doesn't make the cut for me in the 11. But the question arises: BCCI gives a diktat that you have to play domestic cricket to perform well in the domestic cricket, and then you make your way towards the Indian cricket doors. So Karun Nair has done that. He's not 38 or 39 to be called the veteran
Yeah.
as per se. He is around 34, 35, I assume. He has been playing um, the English county leagues as well. He regularly performing in them, just like a Chireshwar Pujara for that matter. He's been playing the domestic circuit for Indian cricket. He's been averaging 752 in this tournament. So does that diktat of playing domestic cricket sit in line with someone like a Karun Nair who's performing a domestic cricket, but he doesn't get a place in the Indian cricket? So is that just the diktat of playing domestic cricket is just that to maintain your place in the team, or it is also a thing to get into the team like someone who's out of the team?
Um, yeah, obviously, like since the diktat which BCCI has provided saying that domestic games are mandatory, uh, that's fine. But at the same time, you have to consider that Karun Nair, this is the only time, or I won't say this is the only time, but this is, I mean, I mean, Karun Nair's name has only popped up because of his VHT performances. I'm not seeing him performing in SMAT. Like I've not heard, like I've not been closely following him in SMAT. I have been closely following in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. Yes, he has been performing well, but I'm really not sure whether he had that consistent perform from the last 4 to 5 years. Has he been performing the same way? If
Yeah.
he would have been performing the same way, then certainly like how Shreyas Iyer got into the game,
Yes.
got back into the squad, he would have selected himself. I mean, he would have also made him. He would. I mean, even the team management or the selectors would have selected him for the squad. But this is the only time where, no doubt, having 752 average is not a joke.
Yeah.
Like it's like something which we have never heard of. Like having such a high. I mean, such a uh, having such a highest average. So overall, I don't really, the question arises like we can't drop anyone. Like even Shreyas Iyer has been consistently performing. The time when he had been exiled, he had
Mm.
been consistently performing.
Yes.
Similarly, if you see with other players as well, Gill as well, like the 2023 World Cup, he did perform well. Cut to the Zimbabwe series, he did perform well. He had been performing. So I don't really, I mean, I don't have anything to add like more. I'm
Mm.
like on what basis would I remove another player? Like in case if you would say like you can remove a Kohli or something, but probably this might be Kohli's last champion. I mean, last ICC tournament as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Interesting.
obviously, I mean, you have got promos as well with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So obviously, you can't drop them out of the squad. So
Spoke
so
like a true finance personnel.
yeah. So I mean, like whom at the end of the day, like he doesn't make, and how the game has also gone. Like you have got your top three like Virat Kohli, Shubman Gill, Kohli, Shreyas Iyer. 4, 5 would be KL Rahul. So your batsman, your proper batting lineup ends at number 5. So Karun Nair has to work around with, I mean, not even 5 until number 4 because he doesn't keep as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he has to. I mean, out of those 4, whom are you going to drop to make
Yeah.
Karun Nair
Yeah.
uh, to give him game time? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely you summed it up. That yes, he's been performing well. Yes, to have a 752 average is not a joke. He has been doing well in the current Vijay Hazare Trophy, but that's how it is because you have to have a team with a larger perspective, with a bigger picture. So yeah, in that sense, he doesn't make the cut for now. But yes, nothing to take away from him. He's a great player.
Yeah.
As we talk about Karun Nair, what do you think about some of these players we discussed in previously in the podcast about someone like a Shardul Thakur or someone like Bhuvi, as we talked about. What do you think is the treatment with them by Indian cricket? Is it too harsh on them, or it's just how their performance dipped and they were out of the team?
See, in any, I mean, especially in cricket, like in your playing 11, the people who are assured spots are your top batters, top three batters.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's number 1, number 2, number 3, they have been assured spots depending upon the seniority, like they
Yes.
have, the experience they have got. So that's the reason. I mean, that's the reason why we see a KL Rahul being dropped after just one match against New Zealand. We saw KL Rahul being dropped, even though it was not only him not performing, it was the whole team not performing.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
saw a number 5 batsman being dropped.
Yeah.
Similarly, we're coming to the bowlers. With Bhuvi, he came out of an injury in the 2020 World Cup. We saw how he performed, like he was really rusty.
Yes. Yes.
Same thing goes with Umesh Yadav as well. He was rusty as well.
Yes.
We took him to the WTC final
Mm-hmm.
in 2023, I think
Yes.
it was, and he was rusty as well.
Yeah.
Coming to Shardul Thakur, certainly Shardul Thakur was missed in the BGT.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like how the current management has got fetish over all rounders, Shardul Thakur would have done a
Been
much
an
better job than
ideal
a Harshit
ideal
Rana
one.
as well.
Yes. Yes.
Than a Harshit Rana as well.
Yeah.
So that way, yeah. So I mean, again, it's about grooming. I mean, they even took Shardul Thakur for the World Cup 23 squad as well.
Mhm.
I think he was there in the T20 squad or in the World Cup 23 squad. One of them, one of the squads, he was there.
He
I
was definitely not in the T20 squad, I
He was
think.
not then. I think in the World
Yeah,
Cup squad he was
maybe.
there.
We have
23.
to get our stats right, but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but he was not given game time over there. So that's where again the problem, going back to the grooming of players.
yeah,
Like the players are not being groomed enough well. You don't have backups
yeah,
for certain games, such as last year they played against West Indies.
yeah,
That's where you could have utilized your 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 backup bowlers like a Prasidh Krishna,
yeah,
or your Prasidh Krishna would have also been utilized in the Bangladesh series. You should have not used Bumrah in the Bangladesh series.
yeah,
You could have, I mean, it's Bangladesh, you could have won against them. So you didn't need a Bumrah over there.
yes, yeah.
Like how you are saying, like we don't need a Bumrah in these dry pitches in Dubai.
Mhm.
Similarly, you didn't need a Bumrah over there. So the workload management of being behind just one player continuously, obviously you can see
Yeah,
what happened with him.
yeah,
Even in the BGT last year, in the last BGT which we had in Australia, where Ajinkya Rahane won for us.
yes,
In that as well, you could see him being overbowled by Ajinkya Rahane. Bumrah
yeah,
was being overbowled in the MCG test. Again, he missed out. He
yeah,
bowled the same number of overs in both these BJTs under Rohit Sharma and under Virat. I mean, under Ajinkya Rahane.
yeah,
He
yeah,
he did bowl
yeah,
similar overs. This time the problem was that we didn't have a backup like a Shami because we didn't develop one. We
yeah,
developed one very late, like an
yeah,
Akashdeep. We developed them very late.
yeah.
We didn't have much time to groom him because he came in only in the England series,
New Zealand
just
series, I guess.
9 months before,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
9 months before,
yes,
10 months before BGT.
yes,
So
yes,
that way, so we didn't have much time to groom him. We could have groomed much more players during those easy series like Bangladesh or
yes,
Mirpur, which
definitely.
we had, or in West Indies, which we had the away game. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
that's
That's really nicely summed up. So yeah, we are come to an end. We are come to an end of the first podcast on our channel. It's been really good time discussing cricket for such a long time. Um, Thank you so much, Jinanj, for joining us today. And I hope we can do this every week
yeah.
because we plan to release a podcast every Sunday.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you next week as well. And I hope you have a good week. Until then, thanks, guys, and have a really good week. And please like, share, and subscribe this channel for more such videos and podcasts. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.